Another subscriber reached out to me. I thought his story was interesting, so here it is. Hey Manhood, I'm a 23-year-old guy who has zero experience with women. I haven't been intimate with a girl even once or kissed one before. It's not because I'm ugly or a Dutchabag, I'm just a very introverted type of guy. In my mind, I always wanted a nerdy, geeky type of girlfriend. Thing is, even though I agree with Mito, I haven't been burned by a woman's nature before. I've come to agree with Mito, based on general observations that I've made in my family, relationships, and the internet communities I hang out in. This means my view of Mito is very biased, and it fits my mind's justification, since I have no real experience with women. I'm out here judging women without ever giving them a chance, and I feel like that's unfair. There might be good women existing out there. I know I'm going to regret that I never tried relationships and stayed a virgin my entire life. So I'm deciding to enter the dating market. I will use the red pill to keep myself safe. So my question, is it worth dating ugly girls? Dating a girl who knows that the man she is dating is completely out of her league. If she can't gain a sense of self-esteem from her looks, are there still any dangers? If the man overpowers completely in terms of sexual market value, also assuming that I end up in a relationship like this, will she be a safer wife? I honestly have no trouble dating 3s or 5s. I've started hitting the gym and taking care of my life, so soon I'll be up to 6. I don't really care a lot about her physical looks. I just want to love her for what she is. I have that urge to be loving towards someone instead of being lonely. I'm a 23-year-old virgin. I do feel a little lonely. Years of celibacy means I have a lot of built-up frustration, and my biological impulses are screaming at me to hook up while I still can. So what do you have to say about that? Okay, so based on what you've said, you sound like a beta who women aren't really approaching. If you stay on this path, all you're going to get are leftovers or ugly women. Working out or improving your appearance might improve your status. I say, to what you plan to do, and go out and date women that are ugly to get some personal red pill knowledge. But remember that when you fall in love, you become half red pill and half blue pill. Your mind is ripping itself apart, and your subconscious desire is taking over. Your rational mind desires freedom and sees the opportunities beyond the relationship, but your biology disagrees with it. You ask me what are the dangers of doing what you plan to do. I'll tell you what they are. Things like getting her pregnant, falling in love, and losing your mind, getting married, and losing your entire money. There's never one single risk when marrying in today's day and age. But even after saying all this, I would say you still need to test the world of dating. If you don't, you're more likely to regret never doing it. The craziest thing about regretting is that we always end up regretting the things we never did instead of the things we did. Do I regret wasting my time on those relationships? Maybe a little. But what I most regret is not giving any attention to those 20-year-old women who were giving me signs back when I was at that age. I regret not sleeping with the hot women who found me attractive because I was too stupid to see that. You ask me how you can completely dominate a woman. That's stupid. You can never do that. All you can do is do risk management and damage control. See the signs of cheating and loss when they come in, and start planning accordingly. So stop thinking about this from this angle. Women are always manipulating you. When she's not wearing makeup, she's manipulating you. What are you going to do if you find her hot? Are you going to hammer your crotch or something? Anyways, Meek Toad is the best way to counter what you're talking about. Because if you want to play the relationship game, it's like walking on eggshells in today's world. It wasn't like this in the past where men could be themselves. If women had problems that could leave, too bad for those women back then. There was only female employment or straight up being homeless. Dating easy women or unattractive women back then meant those women weren't going to go anywhere soon. Now things have changed. Today with Tinder and dating apps, even ugly women have a lot of options. And let's not even talk about fat women today. They have developed an ego. All this fat and body acceptance movements has them thinking they're supermodels or something. Even picking up these women is completely opposite now. If you date a woman who's fat and ugly, instead of her staying loyal, she's going to develop an ego. She's going to think she was able to snag a man hotter than her, and she's going to look for other guys. I used to date some plain Jane country girl types myself, and after a while I would find that these women were just as ugly on the inside as they were on the outside. But do I regret it? I don't, because that made me understand what women nature was really like. That's why I also won't tell you to spend your entire life without dating. I learned what kind of woman is best for wife material by dating all these different kinds of girls. For you, I would recommend finding someone with low self-esteem. If she has a misplaced sense of self-esteem, she's likely to treat you like garbage. That's because she will think that she's better than you. There was another thing you said about not dating being unfair to all the potentially good and genuine women out there. Never let a woman think that you're doing her a favor just by dating her. Women always want to believe they're the better catch in a relationship. Otherwise, they start to hate you. They will also resent you. They will stay with you because they have figured out you were the best man they could snag. But she will make sure to make your life hell. What women basically are social ding-dong climbers. She will try to get with the highest dong that they can just so she can rub it in your face. She's going to get pissed and really resent you if you're the only one she ended up until you break up your relationship. And you can't date her and convince her to get better looking or work on herself. Because women always aim for the men above her. If she were in your position as a 6, she would be looking for an 8 somewhere. The thing is, as a man, I know where you are coming from. You want a relationship that doesn't have a lot of stress. I completely understand. It will probably be like that for a woman that's pretty ugly, but eventually she's going to find the self-confidence she needs and make your life hell. Basically, getting into a relationship is the only validation she needs. I guess what I've been trying to say with this long speech is that female nature is unbeatable. They're all the same. Don't get convinced with the idea that you can beat it, or find an Easter egg somewhere that won't be like the other girls. They're all like that. All are rotten. You also aren't considering the social cost of dating someone that's so below you. Think of what your parents and friends will think out when they find out you're dating someone from so far down the run. They will lose respect for you and make fun of you. What do you think they'll do when you walk on the beat at your arm? When you're walking with her and she's making all the kids cry. Of course she's going to think it's not her fault, because nothing is ever a woman's fault. They'll resent someone that they will flirt with hot guys in public just to get in your head. I remember some girls tried that on me and it never worked, so it pissed her off even more. One woman got even nastier, like I was a caged animal or something. It was kind of interesting being with a woman who was afraid of the power I had over her. She was just constantly worrying about leaving me and always had to watch how she behaved around me. Around me, she was a completely different person. That fear meant I didn't have to deal with a lot of headaches. She rarely nagged me or argued with me. Yet it still wasn't enough for me. As a man, a woman respecting you and fearing you are two very different things. You know, sometimes I think if karma exists, what did women do in their past lives to live this wretched life? An overthinking life where she can never make up her mind. She always has to consider her options before she ends things with a man, but she wants to satisfy her ego as well. It's a troublesome life, never getting happy with anything and always feeling dissatisfied and feeling like a victim. Especially if she was born as an ugly girl. Either she's going to develop a misplaced sense of ego every time someone asks to date her, or she's going to stay in a troubled relationship where she fears the man leaving her. It's like a ton of emotions she has to deal with all the time, and it never ends. Personally, I would have gone crazy. Thank God I wasn't born one. Okay guys, that's it for today's video. Thanks to the subscriber for sharing that story, and I will see you guys tomorrow with the Red Pill Dose. Peace.